Your local election headquarters tracking the latest developments in the race for the White House. We're just 30 days away now from the first votes of the presidential election season being cast as voters in Iowa will head to the caucus.
It is a critical test for candidates working to win the Democratic nomination. Brandon Truitt joining us live in the newsroom with how Iowa voters are feeling.
Patrick, Danielle, good morning. People in Iowa know this is a really big deal. They're the first state in the country to vote. And to give you some perspective on this, of the last 7 races for the Democratic nomination, 5 of the candidates who won in Iowa ended up becoming the nominee.
And you have brought us to this point where we are tonight.
The countdown is on. Candidates giving their final push to voters ahead of Monday's caucus in Iowa.
4 years ago, I didn't even vote. But this year, for sure.
That is exactly what Democratic presidential hopefuls want to hear. The question now, how will the state vote? This most recent Monmouth University poll shows Joe Biden with a slight edge in Iowa over the rest of the Democratic field. Biden spending the final days focusing on the state of the country under President Trump.
Welcome to Donald Trump's world. Up is down, lies are the truth, allies are enemies. Everything is through the looking glass.
Biden's numbers in recent polls have his fellow candidates coming after him.
We can't afford to take the risk of falling back on the familiar and expecting the same Washington playbook to help us against this president.
Democratic organizers in Iowa say voter interest is so high, they're having to find new facilities for Monday's caucus.
What used to be just, school auditoriums, school gyms, church cafeterias, now we're renting out Wells Fargo Arena.
In the end, it's up to the voters. Despite all the polls and political pundits' best guesses, you never know what the final result may be.
I feel like it's a good thing that I'm undecided because we're so lucky to have really great candidates to choose from.
The timing of all of this has been tricky for some. 4 of the senators that are candidates as well have been tied up in Washington with that impeachment trial. Their fellow candidates taking full advantage of that time on the trail. Brandon Truitt, Eyewitness News.